Hello, everyone. It's nice talking to you guys again. I'm going to be running this tutorial on how to design this simple landing page for a pharmacy. So part of the task that I was given was to design this simple landing page, simple landing page for a pharmacy. So before I go into showing you how I designed this, there are key things that we have to note in this design. It has a nav bar. This is called a hero section in our design. So the hero section contains the nav bar. It has the title. It has a description, a little description. And I added this to show the location. So I did it in lieu with what the pandemic that we have now. So you can't go to a particular pharmacy to purchase it, so it will be delivered. So you can select your area from here, or even when you are about to get your drug, you can select. So you can search for any drug and you can purchase it and it will be delivered to you. So we are going to set up this page like this. I will show you some of the ways in which you can easily get some illustrations to work with, and the way you can set and why this page is set up like this. So without further ado, we are going to get to it. So I will not be creating some of these things from scratch. I will be showing you how you can create it. Although I will create most of them so that it will be easier for you to work with. So let's go. So I will start by selecting a frame. I will select the default frame, which is 1440 by 1024. Now the frame comes out here. So I will select the rectangle tool, or I'll press R on my keyboard. When I select the rectangle tool, I can make a rectangle. Now in this rectangle, remember, we should make sure that all our elements are inside this frame so that it will look good. Now, there's something I did here. If you look at this, you will see that I have a background and I have another image here. So I'll show you how I achieved that using Figma alone. Now, there's a plugin called Unsplash plugin. So if you install it, if you have it already, you can go to Unsplash, or you can still go to unsplash.com and get it. But I'm using the plugin here, right inside Figma. So I will just search for pharmacy. So I'll now search for pharmacy. See your favorite pharmacy image. So I can pick any image that signifies pharmacy and use it. Okay, I think that image is not from this particular Unsplash here. But let's say I pick something like this. Let's say I pick something like this. Once I click on it, it shows itself here. Okay, this is a bookstore, not a pharmacy. Okay, another way to do it is let's check. Let's check pharmacy store. Let's use Unsplash. Let's check. Okay, now I recall where I got the image from. Okay, I got the image from Deposit Photos. So I have an account with Deposit Photos. So you can get your image from anywhere. I just want to show you how I set up this particular page. So when you log in, okay, I'm just trying to get the image, that image that we'll use. So let's say pharmacy. You can still get your images from freepik, uh, freepik.com. So let me get something here. Let me see. I'm trying to see, get an image of a pharmacy store in this home without any human there. So let me probably go for this. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to download this. Okay, let me see, let me choose this. So I don't want to download the image. I'll just copy the image. When I copy the image, I can go back to this page and I'll just do Control V or Control Paste, and it pastes the image here. Now, what I want to do is I want to apply this particular effect on top of it, this particular gradient on top of it. So I'll just click this Add button, and it has a gradient across it, and gradient across it, and I will position it here because I'm going to have much of text this particular side. And I want this particular side to be clearly visible to users. So I will now select, I have chosen a color already. I'll make this file available publicly so I can pick the colors. And I also selected another one here and pushed it down. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to fade it, editing, so that it will look nice and fine. So now we've gotten something similar to this. So how did we get this particular human to be here? So I will create another rectangle, the place I want the person to be. Let's say I want the person to be here. So what I'll do is I'll go to Unsplash again. I think I got this from Unsplash. I'll just type maybe pharmacist or doctor or anything. Let me type doctor. So I can just select the one that's it. So this is the image now, but the image has a background. So I have another plugin that can fix that. So I go to my plugins, I go to remove BG plugin. Then I run it. If I run it, it's going to remove the background and leave me with only this particular color, this background color that it has already, which I can remove, so that when it removes it, I will see nothing at the background. So while it's running, yeah, so you see that it has no background now. Isn't that awesome? Then lest I forgot, I ran a layout on this particular page. So you can see that there's a layout here, a grid, a column layout. And this column layout, I had 14 counts, stretch, and 20 points gota. So let's run the layout here. Column layout, 14 points, 20. So that's how I set it. Then I use the font. I use the font called Avenia. You may not have it, or you may. It doesn't matter. You can use any font to work, but this is a more professional font, which is why I'm using it. Now, what this grid does is it helps you to align all your elements on your page. So now I'm going to set the logo. The logo is always on the left-hand side of your page because it's easily noticeable when a user looks at your page. Then the navigation can be on the left or on the right, or can be on the left, the right, or in the center, rather. So let's write the nav. Don't make the mistake of using space to maybe your space bar to make your nav. Just create another one, maybe copy and paste, or you hold Alt and drag. If you hold Alt, you drag. While holding Shift, it will make it to be on the same line. So you won't worry too much about alignment. Now, now this is the basic things I want someone that is coming to my site to do. I want the person to refill. So now, while doing this, you have to take into cognizance that what will my users want to do? So this is a pharmacy site. So either they want to refill their prescription, they want to buy medicine, or they want to contact the pharmacist. So now there's something I will show you guys on how to use auto layout in Figma. Now I want to make this button. So I chose two colors. I want to make this button I want to make it a button that will have padding top and bottom. So I will select add auto layout. When I select add auto layout, I can add a fill and add a color. Now, adding the fill and the color, let me short this particular one. So having a fill and a color, this is the padding, you can increase it. And this is the corner radius. So you can give the corner radius of 50 so that it will make it rounded. Because I wanted a rounded button for this. Then you can select these three. I grouped these three. So you can select the three groups and use this alignment tool to align them vertically. So I'll use this alignment tool to align them vertically. Yes, and I'll use this one to tidy them up. So it will be at the center, and I'll group them. I want to group them as a nav bar. So I can always remember to rename your element. So I'll call it top nav. So going ahead, you can now, I will just copy this element from here to here. Now, I align this particular element to here. If you notice, I didn't use lorem ipsum because I wanted to know exactly what I'm doing. I wanted to my users to know exactly what to do on my site. So I'm working as if this is a new, a almost finished product. Now, there's a reason why I added this. Now, I added something like this. Now, I will show you how I got this. This is, if you look at this place, you see that this is a frame inside another frame. and frames inside frames. So this is what you call auto layout. Now, if you want to work with auto layout, it's automatically, let's say I type Keja, I change the color to blue, then I add auto layout. So I right click, I add auto layout. Now I add the fill, I increase the padding, I make this 50, the corner radius is 50. Now see what it means. This is an auto layout. If I add another element, I can create these two group. I can make these two an auto layout, add auto layout. Now, what it means is that if I am reducing, for example, let me write VI. You see, it is taking up the space. So it is either contracting or expanding. So let me change the color because it's assumed that one is selected. So let's take it like this. So if I want to add another one, what I'll just do, I'll just do Ctrl C and V to add another one. The same spacing, the same elements. So I can change it. Can you see how it works? It works like magic. I'll just do Ctrl C. That's how easy it is to create this kind of elements in Figma. So let me now delete this. So it's the same thing that we have here, that we have there. So then I have the search feature. The search feature has icons that you can get the icons. And remember, if you're noticing why this is pleasing to you is that it has enough white spacing. Let me short off this so that you can see it very well. So it has enough white spacing, and it has the icons are spaced properly, so it's easier for you to read. And someone landing on this site already understands what the site is all about, so we can get your job specification to you. And also it has different it has things that you can do immediately, the call to action button on the landing page. Now I will basically not be showing all the way how I designed every single thing on this page because it's going to be too long and it may become boring. So I'm going to add this. Now, if you notice, the color I used for the background, it's not pure white. So the color I used is F3, F7, FF. So it's almost white, but it is not white. So that it will pop out, it will resonate with the blue color that is our main color. Now, remember, another thing that we will do is we're going to select our main color so that it will be easier for us. We are going to create a small style guide. So let me use this previous one that I did. So this particular color is our main color. So what I will do is I'll click this style. I'll click this add. And I'll say main color. Now I'll create it. Now look at where it comes. So it will come out here, main color. Now we have a secondary color that we use for our buttons. So I'll just click add. Sorry. I'll click these 4 dots, add it, secondary color. Now we also have a third color. Third color is the color that I use for. Okay, we'll get to that. So that I will show you why it's important. So let's say I now made these affiliations came first because for you to gain trust in any design that you are doing, you have to show that you've worked with big brands and people can easily trust your product. And after that, you can tell people what they stand to gain by being with you, or by shopping with you, or by doing business with you. So if you have people that you've worked with or your clients have worked with, it's now is the right time to place them. So that once someone sees the hero section, after that, the next thing the person is seeing is people you are affiliated with, or people you've worked with, or where you have been showcased, maybe in Forbes list and the rest. So now, if you notice, everything is in group. So I'll click T on my keyboard and let me type out key benefits. Now, this is like the features of the sites. So you can also create, so I use 36. You can also create so now for this color, instead of selecting this color, I'll just click here and it will change the color to what I need. So I want to save this text, this main text. So if I just click this text, I will click this add. I will call it header. So all the headers, if I just want to select the headers, I'll just click this. Now, let me pick this particular element that's under here. So I can group these two together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this text. So I'm going to copy this text, but I'm going to show you how I got this particular part, the illustration part. So this is the text. So all your medicine in one place. Just take note of the UX writing, so that it will be easier for the user to understand, and you write in clear and unambiguous way. So all your medicine needs in one place. Search and find all kinds of drugs. We have drugs for special. This should be special. So for special case treatment, get notified when your drug is available. So that's actually what we are preaching. I got this particular illustration from FreePic. So this is the illustration, and other illustrations I got them from OpenPages. It's free and it's sold, so it's not all that free, but you can choose to. Okay, so let's continue. Now there's a plugin called Blog. If you select it, you can create this kind of shapes that you can use. So let's see this ugly shape. So let's move it in. It's still outside. Make sure that it's inside the frame. So yes, now it's inside the frame. So we'll make it, let's select our main color, and let's copy it, and let's select the one at the back and rotate it. Let's break this, and let's use 20, and let's use 30. So it will now have the feel of something. So we'll just go ahead and copy the illustration that I used here. You can use any illustration that tells your story, or that makes the story that you want to tell to look nice. So you can group everything and call it medicine illustration. Make sure you name your elements like this group, medicine description. You should name every single thing so that it will be easier for your developer. And so on and so on. So let's name this affiliation. So let's move on. So now there's another trick that I'm going to show you guys. Now, if you notice, this is dragging. So this is dragging because of the constraints. This is dragging because of these constraints that are here. So it's set to scale. So when you are trying to increase the height, it is going to be scaling. But if you change this to the constraint to left and right, if you notice it's constrained to the left and right now, then you change this to top. So it's not going to scale again. Let's take a look. Wow, see, it's not going along with it again. So now let me use these alignment options to align to vertical centers and push this a little bit down. Now I'll group both of them and I'll hold Alt and copy. But I want them to alternate. So if I want them to alternate, there's a simple secret on how to do that. You just look at this. This is already grouped. This is the distance between both of them, which is shown here. So once you click on this, it selects this particular part inside the same group. Then you move it, you click and drag, and it goes here. As simple as that. It maintaining the same distance and what have you. So you can now, I can now copy this particular element. So as you've seen it, no need of, I just wanted to show you how, if you're designing from scratch, how to do that. So what I'll do is just click on this and bring it in. Now also you'll be taking note of the distance between this. So you can select the distance between these to be 50 or any other distance that you want. So that is this. And you see that each of them has a call to action, but it's not that primary. So we don't want it. I used this outlined button to signify it. Now, you also, let me get this third one. So you see that the illustration also tells the story of what each particular section does. So you see that checks the 50 distance in between both of them. So I'll have to move down. You see that this one is moving, is scaling. Now, if you don't want it to scale, you can still hold Shift, sorry. You can still hold your Command or Control key to make it not to scale. Or better still, you can click on it and change this to left and right and top, so to stop scaling. Now, there's another important aspect. After explaining what your site does, is for you to get credibility, you should add a testimonial. It's not a must, but it shows that your site is usable, especially in this particular kind of site that you are developing for a pharmacy. Now, how I did this is the same way I got that, created a rectangle and went on Splash and clicked on an image, and immediately it fills this particular area. Then I created these particular points and made use of different ways. Now, if you notice, this particular heading, this is the heading. It's consistent across the whole design. So what I'll change is the color. So the heading is consistent across the whole design. Is regular casing, and it is blue, and it's 36 points, and it's heavy, and it's Avenia. So this one has a slightly lighter color. This is the person that made the statement. So it can be easily defined, and these are the button that shows which particular points you are in viewing the testimonials. So let's move ahead. Now the bottom nav is quite simple. The bottom nav is quite simple. Now I just copied and pasted it here. So the bottom nav contains a background, yes, and sign up for newsletter. So sign up for newsletter, and let's say the person wants to get updated on what we do at D Express, delivering drugs, and also you can choose to. It's not a must that it must be done this way. You can choose to write this, but make sure that your copyright or your UX writing is on point. Also, you can choose to use text, or you can choose to use icons for this particular place. So, and then make sure your buttons are consistent. Now, look at this button here and compare it with this button on top. So all the whole buttons are looking similar. So this is how it is. So this is just a short tutorial on how to make this particular page on Figma. So recall we've talked a whole range of things. We've talked about auto layout. We've talked about using Unsplash plugins, using remove PG plugins. Now these logos, I got them straight from Google. Time did not permit me to show you how I got them. The icons I got from Open Pips, the library is there. Also, I created this to resemble a drug, a tablet, the bullet points. So just to make it feel more like what you're designing for. Tomorrow you may be designing another thing that is not a pharmacy store. And this is just a simple, it can be designed 1,000 ways differently according to what the user does. So from user research, you can easily find out what exactly you are designing for, who you are designing for, and how you are going to design. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this, and you can duplicate the file, which I will make public in the description of this video below. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'll add my Twitter handle there. So if you make any remix of this particular design, or you design any other thing, you can tag me, and I will maybe give some feedback on your design. So thank you very much, and see you later.